Our party of adventurers has been created. They've gone to the Vale, they've geared up, they've taken off through the lands of Sindessa, and they've come across the legendary halls. This is going to be their first venture into the dungeon. Will they survive? So we've got our party here. And one of the first things you have to do before you enter the dungeon is establish your party order. So we're going to have Kip the Halfling go first because his defense is pretty high, followed by Rook, our fighter Empyrean. Kip is an adventurer. In the third order, we're going to have our elf Hunter Quill. It's going to be in place number 3, followed by our Outlander Vessa, bringing up the rear. So you've got these sheets set aside. There are different roles that you can give to your party. We'll probably do that um, offline, but there are titles. Titles give you bonuses. So we'll say that everybody has one of these roles: party leader, archivist, tactician, and cartographer. You can also use that when you're playing with multiple people to kind of split up um, the different responsibilities during the game. But for now, we'll just say Kip's the party leader. The tactician will be our fighter. The archivist can be the elf, and the cartographer can be the mage. We'll go through that. All right. So first steps: entering a dungeon. So just like Four Against Darkness or Karen Nathalis, we're gonna have our dungeon map here. We are trying to find the master behemoth and destroy it. If we leave the dungeon and rest at the inn in town, we can't come back. So the tables are a lot simpler than in Four Against Darkness. There's only a 2d6 roll. So this whole game is a 2d6 system. And there are some D4 rolls or some D66 tables or some different things where you kind of roll a D6 and adjust the number. But for the most part, that's what you do. So now we're in Sindessa. We've entered the dungeon. And just like in Four Against Darkness, we're just going to be moving through the dungeon. We're going to roll on this 2d6 dungeon tables. Dungeons have perils, altars, combats. There's no rooms or corridor rules like in Four Against Darkness, so this is more streamlined, a little bit simpler. You have Forsaken enemies, which give you essence, which are XP. You have Horde enemies, which are like vermin in Four Against Darkness. They don't give you any XP. And then you have behemoths, which are like mini bosses. And every time you fight a behemoth, you can add 1 to your altar roll. So we want to find the altars in the dungeon, use them to try to summon the behemoth, see what comes out. Every time we don't summon the master behemoth, we can add 1 to our altar check. And I think that's it. Let's see. Anything else from dungeons before we step in? You can search rooms. All right, so we'll navigate the dungeon. We'll go into the first room. We'll see what we run into. If we survive that, we can also search the room to try to find glowstone. That might have something happen to us. Again, glowstone is our currency, so we're trying to get as much of that as possible while we are on our adventure. All right, so let us begin. Let us begin. All right, so we're going to roll 2d6. We're going to look at this table. We're going to decide which way we're going to go. So if we were going to have the party leader pick the direction, let's say we enter into the halls and we're going to go ahead. We'll head north to start. All right, so it looks like we have a 9. So 9, this is the room. It says combat Forsaken, encounter enemies from the Forsaken table. So we'll go ahead and jot this room down. It looks like it's, let's see, go up 1. And then it kind of goes over 3, 1, 2. And it just comes up like this. My drawings may or may not be to exact dimensions. Comes over here, down, 1, 2, 3. And then kind of curves down. Close enough. Like so, up here. And then kind of curves down. So that's our first room. And they just have like a little sword to show us a combat, but I'll just put a C to show us a combat. So we're going to be fighting Forsaken. And that's going to be one of the creatures from this table. So we'll see it, roll a d6 and see what we get. 4, we got Razor Patch Worms. A colony of these worms sleep with their mouths open facing up. The undulating sea of tiny razor-sharp teeth has earned them the name Razor Patch. And their blunder is 1,000 teeth. A worm latches onto you, causing defense -1 for the rest of the combat. We've got d6 plus 2 of these, and they're level 3. d6 plus 2. So 3 plus 2. So we've got 5 Razor Patch Worms. So we are going to get attacked. We'll get our dice out. We've got 5 of these bad guys here. All right. So what we'll do is, the way combat works, we'll put these Razor Patch Worms out here attacking our heroes, and we have 5. So this picture will represent how many we have left. And this little guy, he will be jumping on whoever gets attacked. And that's how we'll tell what's going on. So the way combat works is we aren't being ambushed. So we're going to start with the hero. That's in hero order. So right now, Kip's always going to go first. So let me see here. So you're going to attack. He has 2 knives. So he's dual wielding 2 knives. So he's going to roll 2d6s. In this game, to kill a Forsaken, all these Forsaken and Hordes only have 1 life. You just have to roll higher than their level to kill them. So these are level 3. So that means we need to roll a 4 or higher based on whatever the modifier is. So Kip, he only has a +1 modifier to his roll. So he pulls out the blades. He gets to roll 2d6, 1 for each of his knives. And we'll see what he gets. Oh no. So he got 2 blunders. He's starting off on the right foot. So you can only get a blunder or a surge once. So that means one of these creatures, Razor Patch Worm with 1,000 teeth, has latched onto him, and he's going to have -1 defense. Now, if that happens again, it doesn't stack. You can only get different negative statuses from different things. So that's going to be Kip's turn, which means the monsters go from left to right. Oh, actually, let me show you guys this. So this is the monster sheet. So I'll fill this out the first time real quick. We'll just hold on real quick. I'll fill out the monster sheet. So right now we're in the legendary halls. We're fighting Forsaken. We're fighting the worms. Razor Patch Worms. Razor Patch Worm. Okay. And the way heroes attack from left to right, so there's 5 of them. So we're going to circle in 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. These guys are level 3. If it was a behemoth, we could put attacks per round. We could put other stuff, but that's basically how we're doing it. So this first guy is going to attack, and the way attacks work, they don't get assigned. They're going to randomly attack one of our heroes. So we'll see who this guy attacks. So it's going to be just based on the number. We'll roll a d6. If we roll a 5 or a 6, then we will re-roll. 4. Okay. So that's Vesa. So this worm is going to jump on Vesa. And the way defense works, they don't roll an attack. We make our defense roll. So this is a level 3 enemy. Vesa's defense. She has a defense of d6 plus 1. So she needs to beat a 3. She needs to get a 4 or higher to block. Otherwise, she takes 1 damage. 5. So she's able to dodge out of the way. Then we check off. That's the first creature has gone. Now we go back to the heroes, and it goes back and forth like that. So next up, Gonna be player number 2 because you activate in player order. So Rook, he's gonna swing his great axe. He gets D6 plus 2. And if he rolls a 6, he gets an extra attack. His class passive is he gets +1 to melee attacks. So he's actually going to get a D6 plus 3. So he'll be adding 3 to this. He needs a 3 or higher. He gets a 1 plus 3 is 4. That's enough to just kill one of the bloodworm. So his axe swings, slashing through the midsection of one of the worms, dispatching it. And then we go back to the worms. Oh, another worm leaps at Vesa. So this is the second worm to attack. So the heroes are attacking from left to right, and these worms are attacking from the opposite direction. So when they meet up, that's when we know. That's when we know whether or not it's dead. So I'm just putting a little pip there when they activate. So another worm jumps on Vesa. Let's have her defend. Can she dodge out of the way? I don't think so. That's 2 plus 1. 3. So she gets hit and she takes 1 damage. So her health, she has 4 life. Now she has 3 life. I haven't decided yet if I want to put some kind of life trackers on these guys or not, but let's see. She gets bit, so she's down to 3. She's got 3 life right now. All right. I need to back up a little bit. Okay. There's 4 of these nasty guys left. Back to the heroes. So he's got 1 latched onto him, causing -1. He's activated. Now it is our ranger, our hunter Quill. She's got a longbow. She's going to draw a bead on one of these bloodworms and attack. Longbow gives her +2 to her roll. Her passive for being a hunter gives her +1, so she's also rolling a D6 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. These guys are level 3, so we would have had to get a 7 to kill 2 of them. So we still only kill 1. So her arrow pierces through the head of one of the bloodworms. The razor patch worms will cross off another one. But now that we crossed off 2, we know that they only have 1 more that's left to activate. We'll put a little check there. Throw this in. 2. So this bloodworm leaps at Rook. So it tries to jump on him instead. Rook's defense is a D6 -1. So his defense is not too great. He's so big, he's easy to hit. And he takes 1 damage. Rook has a health of 3. He goes down to 2 health. So he hits hard, but his health is pretty low for an Empyrean. All right. Now last up is going to be Vesa. So Vesa is gonna, her rune stone's gonna glow. She's gonna point it at these bloodworm patch. She's gonna let it rip. She gets +2 to attack with her one-handed rune stone. 4 plus 2 is 6. So she fries another one of these worms. There's 2 left. All right, that's gonna be the end of the round. We're back at the top of the turn order. Kip is gonna activate. He's gonna take his 2 Chris daggers that he missed badly on. We take the highest number. We got a 4 and a 6. We're going to take the 6. Does he have any bonus to his attack, or is it just a straight roll? Attack +1. So that is a 7. And it is a charge. So he can use his surge. So when you roll a 6, you get what's called a surge. So you can bank it. So I could circle in one of these to keep it for later, or I can use it right now. I think for him, since he has a surge, a hymn song that lets him give everybody defense, let's bank that surge. So we're going to circle in this. We're going to bank it. He's going to do 7 damage. So he leaps out with his 2 crisp knives. One dagger goes into the one that's remaining, and the next one goes into the other one, and he takes out the last 2 blood worms by himself. Now the combat is over. Since the combat is complete, statuses only last for 1 combat. Oh, I did that whole thing and didn't have the dice tray up, but that's what he rolled, a 6 and a 4. All right. So now he's going to clear his status. And then we're going to go back to the book. Everybody's going to get an essence for killing a Forsaken. So an essence is this game's version of XP. So we'll just write a 1 on everybody's sheet. 1 essence. And you technically could probably just wait till later and just count how many Forsakens you killed. But for now, I'll just put an essence on there, and then we can cross check later on. So everybody gets an essence. And then you can also check the room table, because the room table will also tell you. Reward 1 essence per hero plus 1 treasure. So then we're going to go to page 79. We're going to make a treasure roll. So it says to roll a d6. And we're going to end up getting a melee weapon. Roll a d2 for one-handed or two-handed, then roll on the melee weapon skill. So roll a d2. So in this game, since we'll just use the d6s, 1, 2, 3 will be a 1, 4, 5, 6 will be a 2. So a 1, so it's going to be a one-handed weapon. And then we're going to roll on the melee weapon skills table. The same, it's a d2. So 1, 2, 3 will be taunt. 4, 5, 6 will be force. So taunt with 4 charges. Free action, next round, the first 3 enemies will target you. All right, so it's a one-handed weapon. We can pick what it is. I think let's give it to Kip since he got that kill. And we'll say that it is some type of dagger. So we'll unequip his crisp knife that he has now. So again, in this book, you don't in this game you don't get like weapon specifics. You can kind of make up what weapons you want it to be. You just get the type. So you just get if it's one-handed, two-handed, or whatever. It has melee examples, whatever it is. So I'm gonna call it a short sword of taunting. So we'll do that. Let's see. Short sword. Do I want to give it to anybody else? No, he has the highest defense. So short sword. And it's got taunt on it. And it's got 4 charges. Okay. I'll have to check. I'm not 100% sure if that's how you write the magic or if you write taunt over there with 4 charges. And then when you find the weapon, does it already come charged? That's one thing that I don't know. I'm going to assume that it comes charged. Does it say? Weapons and charges. Treasure. There is an index in the back. Let's see real quick. If we don't find it real quick, we'll have to find out later. Or somebody can throw it in the comments for folks that's watching later on to see. Let's see. Charges. Charges, combat, consumable, class ability, class tier. Items, any weapon, shield. Does it say? I am not sure. Okay. Well, we'll have to follow up on that for next time. I don't want to look for it for too long. Overkill, quest, weapons, weapon skill, weapon charge. Weapon gained in dungeons are found with all weapon charges ready to use. Weapons charges cannot be restored above their maximum. Okay, so it has 4 charges and it can be found ready to use. So that's good to know. So it has 4. But how do I want to do this 4? Do I just want to circle them in and then mark them off? I think so. I'll circle in the little circle and then I'll erase it. And then it does have notes and it says For taunt, next round, the first 3 enemies will target you. So it lasts for 1 round. It's a free action. Next round, first 3 enemies target, which could be good or bad. All right, so Kip's got that short sword now. He's going to equip that. He's going to have his Chris knife in one hand and the short sword in the other. All right, so we entered the room. We're still in the first room of the dungeon, but we're not done yet. There's still one more thing you can do. So when you're in the room, after you complete your combat, you can check it off or whatever to show that the room has been searched. I know when I play 4 Against Darkness, I might write something in here that says like worms or something, just if I go back and look to remember what was in each room. But now you can decide if you want to search the room. You want to search the room, you can pick who searches, because different things can happen based on how the search goes. So I am going to have everybody search except for Rook, because he doesn't have a lot of life. I don't want him to use his healing potion yet. So we're going to have the 3 people search. So then we roll a d6 and we roll it for everybody. And if we roll a 1 or a 2, something happens bad. 3 nothing, 4, 5, or 6, we find some glowstone. All right, so we are searching this room after the razor patch. 3, empty. We don't find anything. All right, and I think that's everything to do in a room. Fling, if somebody gets knocked out and goes unconscious, they can be revived after combat, but after that, they can only have 1 health for the rest of the dungeon. If they get knocked out again, if they lose that 1 health, they're dead. And they'll lose all their SS, drop all glowstones and items where they died. And we'd have to go back to Kira's Vale to recruit. Okay, so we searched, we did everything else. I'm just scanning through the book real quick just to make sure. We saw the blunder made the worm jump on him. We saw the surge let him, we banked that. And he did get overkill. That's what it's called when he rolled a 7, and 7 is higher than 3 twice. So just like in 4 Against Darkness, you can kill multiple monsters. All right, and then I think we can go to the next room. Okay. All right, and we'll kind of pick up the pace as we get into it, but I kind of wanted to talk through the things in the first round. So right now we're in this room. We can go east or west. I think we'll have the party leader. He'll say, let's head west. So we'll head down this tunnel. We'll go back to the table. Each region, because this game, each region has its own table. So if you're thinking it's not that many because it's just a D12, we're in the level 1 region. They're all color coded. Once we get to Mantora also has the lore and locations, and it also has the D12 tables, right? And then you get to the next location that has D12 tables. So it's plenty of different maps that you're going to be making as you go through the campaign. There's like a story to the campaign. Okay, let's head west. Let's roll our 2d6. Let's see what room we get. All right, we got a 9. Okay, so that's a similar room. It's again Forsaken. And we'll try to draw that. Let's see here. It's another lab type room. So if we go like this and we go up, and this technically curves around into here, I think, which is probably a dead end. And then this goes over and up and then curves up and around. I'm not doing my best artistry here. Okay, so it curves up and around like that. It looks like this dead end would have taken the room back into this room up here. I don't like how I did that. Let's see. It goes over 2. It's probably because this thing is so screwy, but it goes over 2 and down here. We'll just say that that's how the rune, that's how the halls curve around into a dead end. So we'd have to go that way. Then it has like a little sword in here to show us a combat. So it's another Forsaken. So we'll roll a d6. See what's outside of the worms. A 6 feels like it's bad. Level 5 stone arcoses, and there's d6 of those. Deep darkness in the land has animated this mass of crystals into a hulking golem. Its beady eyes know only destruction. Let's roll a d6, see how many we get. Oh, 5. Are you kidding me? 5 level 5 golems is terrible. All right, so we've got 5 of these crystalline things. These lumbering hulks. Yeah, we'll put that over here and we'll say we got 5 of these. And then we'll get one so we'll know who he's attacking. All right. So we are going to start with Kip. He's going to do his 2 blades and we're going to have them. He's going to expend a charge with his free action for the taunt. Because you have to beat 5s to block these guys. And he will attack. Okay, so he got a blunder and he got a surge. So the good news is the surge, he's gonna bank that surge for his racial ability. He could use 2 surges as a free action to add +1 defense to everybody, but he already did a free action, so he'll do that next turn. Probably. We'll see how he goes. He is gonna kill one, so it's gonna go down to 4. Even though he kills one, the blunder always triggers with his death throws. And these guys' blunder is Crystal Blaze. Each hero checks 4 or takes 1 damage. All right, so every hero, the crystalline structure, one of these crystals lights up in the golem that he just kills and blasts out some type of laser beam across the whole party. And everybody has to make a check 4. So that means we all have to roll above 4. So a 5 or a 6. We'll start with Kip. Oh, does it include his defense? It just says check. I don't know if that includes his defense. Let's see if we can find something quickly in the index. Check. A roll made to determine if a hero succeeds to the checks must exceed the listed number. Yep, he doesn't make it. So he gets blasted with the laser. He's got health 3, so he goes down to 2 health. This might be a short adventure for these order guys. Okay. Come on, Rook. Rook, dive out of the way. Nope, Rook gets blasted. He's down to 1 life. Vesa, does Vesa see the laser blast come through? She does not. She's down to 2 life. Quill, the elf, can she see it in time? Quill dodges. And she got a 6, which I believe, can you get, I think you get surges off of checks. I think you can get them off of checks. Let me see. Can you get a surge off of a check? Surge. Stat, source of evil, stack, elemental piece, successful roll. It is called surge, right? Isn't it? Surge charges. You would think it would have a thing in here that says surge charges, but I don't see that in the index. What about charge? Combat, conscious, consumable, dungeon. That is really strange. I know you can get surges on defense. I would think you could get them on offense. Enemy stats, surges. Okay, here's surges in the book. All right. If a hero's attack or defense roll lands on a natural 6, surges are resolved after attack. Okay, maybe not. Maybe you can't get that during a check. But the elf dodges. So she's the only one that avoided the blast. We killed one though. So we'll go to our enemy sheet. And we got Stone Arcos. That's the enemy. These guys are level 5. And there's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 now. All right. So Chris leaps out, stabs it in the eyes with the dagger. And now from the opposite side, the first one is going to attack because that was a blunder. Now he initiated his taunt, so the first 3 attack him. So Kip's defense is D6 plus 3. So he gets a plus 3 and he needs to beat 5s. Plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. He dodges out of the way of the first Arcos. All right. Now Rook will attack with his great axe. He gets 4. 4 plus 3. 7. That's enough to kill another one. He slashes into the rocky form, hitting it in the midsection, crumpling it, and it slumps over into a pile of stone. All right. Good job for Rook. Again, we're scratching them off from left to right. Now these guys are going to go. Second one is going to attack Kip again. He's going to try to defend as it tries to smash him with this giant fist. Kip has gotten a surge. I think we'll bank that. I think we'll bank it. Otherwise, he could use it to find D6 glowstone. D6 plus his level worth of glowstone. Nope, we'll bank it. We'll bank it. We'll bank it. We can only have a max of 5. Okay. Now it is Quill's turn. Quill's going to fire her bow. And I believe her bow, she gets a plus 3, right? Let's see. Sarissa. We got everybody's sheet here but Quill. Quill, number 3, 2, yep, plus 3. See if she can find a weak point in the armor. 5 plus 3 is 8. We would need a 10 to kill 2, but another one is down. Okay, that's good. 3 down. So that means there isn't another one that can go this round because we've killed 3. So then it will just default to Vessa. Vessa will go ahead. Her runestone will glow and she will fire at it. She gets 5. I think hers is plus 2. So 7. That takes out another one. There's 1 left. Okay, this went a little bit better than I thought it would go. I mean, we're still hurt, but a little bit better. New round. Kip's back up. His short sword and Chris swings. So that is going to be a straight miss. He only has a plus 1. Is Kip just a plus 1 to his roll? Yep, so that's a 4. That's not enough. Kip misses. So now this is the 3rd attack. So this is the last time it's going to attack Kip before it just randomly decides to attack somebody. Which I guess I could have probably put this guy on Kip. All right. So, and there's only 1 left. There's just that 1 left. All right. So let's see if Kip can dodge. He's got a plus 3 to his defense. He does. Kip dodges out of the way. The last rock monster has gone, so now R3 will go. Rook swings the great axe. 4 plus 3, 7. Takes out the last rock monster. The stone Arcos to be exact. We each are going to get our essence and another treasure. All right, so let's all mark down our essence. 2 essence for everybody. And then we will roll on the treasure table. D6. A 4 is an accessory. Roll on the Lunite shards and shield table. So that's going to be a D6 roll. Each character can have up to 2 Lunite shards. So we got an ether shard. It's a Lunite shard. 4 out of 6 chance to gain 1 essence. when you encounter an event and it doesn't stack. So who do we want to have level up the most? I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see, who was the MVP? I feel like Kip might have still been the MVP. But Kip found the short sword last time. So let's give the ether shard. Let's give it to Quill. So we'll fill out her sheet. She's got a ether shard. ETHER shard. And then it's going to be 4 out of 6 chance. Gain 1 essence when there's an event. Gain 1 essence for event. All right, and then do we want to search this room? Well, he's got 1 life. So we're going to have Rook drink his healing potion right now. So his healing potion is gone. He goes up to 2 life. And then we'll have everybody search. Do I get any glowstone for this fight? No. Nope, I don't get any glowstone. All right. So we're going to search. We're going to roll a d6. We're going to have everybody but him search. Everybody but Rook. A 2 is bad. So that means we have to roll on the perils table. So there's something in here. We'll roll a d6 and see what happens. A 4, a jaguar attack. Out of the shadows, a jaguar lunges at you before fleeing back into the deck. Check 3 or receive 1 damage. Searching, all searching heroes have to make the check. So they all have to roll a 3 or higher or they get mauled by this jaguar that leaps out. So Kip needs a 4. Kip passes. Bessa needs a 4. Bessa passes. Quill passes. All right, so they're nimble. They see this animal lurking in the shadows. They all avoid it. And we can continue our journey in the dungeon. All right. Do a time check, 37. Okay. I think we're going to keep heading north. We're getting close to where we might end up having to backtrack. If we do backtrack into another room, we roll a d6. If we roll a d6, we get ambushed. It might be better to backtrack right now, though. So there were stone arcos in here. This room is complete. We searched it, put an S for search and an S for search. All right, so we're just putting a couple of reminders there. We put C's for complete, and then we put S's there to show that it was searched. So S for search, C for complete, C and S. Worms and Arcos for posterity. And I'm debating, do I want to go back 1 room right now and then go back to the main room and then go in a different direction? Or do I want to keep going up? Because I don't want to have to backtrack a whole bunch. So let's go back 1 room. So we'll go back here right now. Let's see if we get a 1. Okay, no problem. So now we're in the room with the razor worms, and then let's go east over here. And we'll see what we get. That is an 8. We'll go to the room chart. 8 is Forsaken. Looks like it is a square room with a hallway and then 2 different directions that we can go in. All right, so I will poorly draw this out. I don't know why I'm having trouble mentally imagining what the room looks like today, but for some reason I am. 1, 2, 3, go over 1, go down 1, 2, 3. We'll leave that open. We'll say that that connects back to the main room. And then it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then this goes over 1. And then it goes up 1, down 1, And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then this is nice empty space there. And this is another Forsaken. So let's see what else is in here. And there are apparel, like we did have apparel. There is an event, so we just kind of we are looking for the altar or altars. We haven't found it yet. We're gonna roll a d6. No, more stone arcos. So this place is filled with these things. Man, I feel like we got lucky last time. Um, they're back. Roll a d6 to see how many there are. This time there's 4. And I think we're gonna have to do the same strategy. So we got stone arcos in this chamber. And we're gonna have Kip start off. He's gonna do his free action charge. Wait a second though. If I'm two-handed, can I do a free action charge? Because I remember you had to be. I think you might have to have one hand free. When creating your hero, one habit with nothing in the offhand. Oh, you get +1 free action if you have nothing in the offhand. So you still should be able to do a free action on your turn. Let's try to find that and make sure. Primary action or a free action. Weapon skills can only be used during combat. Using a weapon skill will either take a primary action or a free action. I know that I saw like there's a page in here that has on the hero's turn. Primary action. Each turn, each hero can perform 1 primary and 1 free. Okay, we are not cheating. All right, so he's gonna hold that short sword up, put it at the stone. It's gonna glisten with some type of red glow that's gonna like reflect off of the stone creature's eyes, and he's gonna use taunt and expend another charge. So the first 3 stone occults are gonna attack our little halfling friend. Then he's gonna leap into the action with the short sword and crisp dagger and try to strike first. He needs a 5. He needs a 6 because these guys are level 5, right? Right? Aren't these guys level 5? Yeah, they are. So he needs a 6. I hope I didn't accidentally screw that up. So 4 plus 1 is a 5. So his daggers are just going to plink off the armor. Yep, that's not going to do it. That is not going to do it. Let me just write down here the stone arcos again. I'm just writing this on the tracking sheet real quick. Stone arcos. Level 5. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Kip just attacked the first one. He didn't blunder anything, so that's good. But was ineffective. So now this one is going to try to pound the little halfling again. He gets +3 to his defense. That is a surge. How many does he have? He's rolling a lot of 6s. He easily dodges out of the way. And then I might use his. I'm going to use his him when it comes back to him if I still need to. All right. That's the first stone Ozark. Now we're going to have Rook attack with the great axe. +3. 5 plus 3 is 8. He rends 1 right down the middle, splitting the stone in half. And then the next one is going to also chase after the halfling. +3. 1 plus 3 is 4. And it's a blunder. So he gets hit. That takes him down to 1 life. And they shoot the laser beam out of the eyes. So they all have to make a check. The stone arcos eyes crystal blaze. Each hero checks 4 or takes 1 damage, so we have to get 5. Kip, can you get a 5? Yes, Kip gets out of the way. Rook, can you get a 5? Rook does not get a 5. He go down to 1. That does not trigger another blunder. Quill. Quill finally gets hit. She gets gray. She wasn't able to avoid that. How much life does she have? She's got 4 health, so she's down to 3. This dungeon might be closed off. We might have to leave this dungeon if we keep rolling these things. Vesa is down to 1 life. That's rough. All right, so now Quill is up. She is going to attack. Yep, she's going to attack. She loads the longbow. She aims. That is a surge. What is her surge? Defense surge, free attack. Okay, so that's what she's on defense. She hasn't really been attacked yet. She gets +3, so that's a 9. That's just going to be enough to kill 1, so there's only 2 left. Her arrow goes right through the gem eye socket of 1, shattering it, and it falls to the ground. And she can restore weapon charges to the weapon that killed it. She doesn't need to do that. Ether shard, 1 essence. Nope. Nope. She's going to bank that surge. And then I wonder if she banks a surge, can she just use it when she's on defense to do a counter shot? I'll have to check that rule too. If anybody knows, throw it in the comments. So she's gonna bank it. The question that I was wondering is, if she has a bank surge, can you use it for anything when the other condition applies? So she has counter shot, and it says a defensive surge gives her a free attack. If I roll defense for her and I have a surge banked, can I just do a counter shot? Otherwise, she's got drain, inflict enemy, and then restore weapon charge when they're killed. But enough people haven't found any weapons yet where it's worth it to do that. All right, so let's see. So she killed another one. They're down to 2. Let's see. So this one is dead. This one is dead. Only 1 has attacked. Right, because he got hit and it did the laser beam. And now the last one is going to attack him again. No, they've all gone. They've all attacked because she's player number 3. So if they hadn't all attacked. So it's going to be Vesta's turn. Going to fire her Runestone Blast with a 4. If she has a +2, she'll kill it and there'll just be 1 left. Vesta 4. She does have a +2. That's 6 damage. There's only the 1 left that's hovering over our halfling. It's the top of the next round. He's going to use a free action to use his healing potion and go up to 2 life. And does Vesta have any healing surge? She doesn't. She does, but she doesn't have any surges. Kip's the only ones that's rolling 6s. So he drinks that healing potion for his free action, then he's going to do his attack. And this is where it's kind of bad for two-handed because he 4 and a 2. 4 plus 1 is 5. He needs a 6. That's not enough. The last guy, which is the third one attacking, will attack him because he's haunted. Gets a +3. 2 plus 3 is 5. That's not enough. Kip gets hit again and slammed against the wall. All right, Rook's going to yell out with the axe. Swing. 2 plus 3 is 5. That's not enough. Quill's going to fire her arrows. 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 3 is 7. That's enough. She takes out the second one. Everybody gets an essence. All right, so that's 3 essence. 3 essence. 3 essence. So again, you can get knocked out once and come back. If you are knocked out during a fight, you don't get the essence XP when everybody wins. So we'll still push on until somebody gets knocked out. We're getting close to time. I think we'll do one more room. Haven't come across an altar yet to show that, but I think we'll do one more room and then we'll continue next time because I don't want this to get too long. All right, so what am I doing? Okay, I can either, I have to reward for the treasure. So we're going to do our treasure roll. One treasure, page 79. That's going to be a D6 roll. Let's see what we find. We aren't getting that much glowstone. One is a melee weapon. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 is one-handed. 4, 5, 6 is two-handed. One-handed. And then let's see what it has. 1, 2, 3 is taunt. 4, 5, 6 is force. Taunt. All right. So we find another melee weapon that has taunt. One-handed. Let's see. Quill, we'll give it to... Quill has probably the most life. She's got 4 health. She's not going to equip it. She's just going to have it. So let's say we'll call it one-handed a stone sickle. Because we're getting it from the stone arcos. One-handed stone sickle dagger. Short. I'll just put 1M for melee. And then it has taunt. 4 charges. It's fully charged, so that's something we'll probably think about selling. All right. So we are back here. We just killed these guys. Feel like we don't have any money to do anything because even if we, unless I'm forgetting some money rule. I hope I'm not forgetting a money rule. But I know he has luck to get glowstone. He drank his potion, but he got hit again. So these guys, 3 of these guys are near death. They're knocking on heaven's door. Do we go into one more room? He does have enough surges to do his him and give everybody like +3 defense, which will be really good for him. And that lasts for a whole combat. So we got stone arcos here. We're going to go through this corridor. And then I think we'll go, I guess we'll go back north. So this is checked off. And the tables and treasure is pretty good for saying get a glowstone or something like that. When you fight. Yeah, 1 essence, 1 treasure, glowstone. We just haven't gone into a room that says get glowstone because we keep rolling kind of the same rooms. All right. So we are gonna go this way, party leader. We're gonna head north. 9 is combat forsaken. And just like I was saying before with getting the same rooms, that's the room. But that's the same like winding structure. So these legendary halls are filled with these winding structures that twist and turn. And that's up. And that's over, down. And it kind of turns down like that. And then this kind of goes up and over. And up and then over. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this is up, over 1, up 1, over, and something like that. Something like that. All right. So last fight before the break. More Forsaken. We'll get an essence and a treasure, but no money. So let's see here. D6. What's in here? 2. Oh, at least it's not these stone arcos. These are kind of tough. These are still level 4. So we got Black Paw Cultists. After infusing their blood with liquid darkness, Black Paw cultists are well acquainted with pain in many forms. We've got D6 plus 2. And if they do a blunder, if we do a blunder, we lose 1 equipped weapons charge. So that won't be too bad for us. How many are there? 2 plus 2 is 4. So 4 Black Paw cultists. All right, so we got... Oh, I kind of have 4. Maybe I'll just throw 4 of these things on here. All right, we're going to deal with these guys. These are going to be our Black Paw cultists. There's 4 of them. This will be our final encounter for the day. We are going to get our sheet out here. We'll check. Oh, they do have cheat sheets on here. Attack, roll attack, defend. Okay, surge, use class ability, or bank as a surge charge. While dual wielding, only 1 surge may be used, banked. It just say use class ability or bank. Forsaken, Behemoth, Master, status effects. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I'm just curious about, can I just do surges? All right, so these are the cultists. These are Forsaken. Haven't run into any horde at all. Maybe these Forsaken are somehow controlling these stone Ozarks. These guys are level 4. And there's 4 of them. So we're going to start with Kip. Kip the halfling is going to do his racial ability, his hearth hymn. So he's going to start whistling a tune, which somehow distracts these creatures. That costs 4 surges to give everybody in the party plus 3 defense. So he's going to have plus 6. No. Defense is base plus 2. He's going to have plus 5 defense. And everybody else will get to add whatever their defense is plus 3 to theirs. Oh, yeah. Quill has D6 plus 1. Nobody else has been getting attacked, really. So his hearth hymn. And the hearth hymn on page 181, I just need to check, is that an action? It's a free action. So that means he can't use his weapons charge free action right now. So combat starts, he's first, so he can't do his taunt yet. So everybody might have to fend for themselves. Short sword and dagger. Then his swing. So he got a blunder and a 4. The blunder does activate. He's going to really have hit with a 5 because he gets plus 1. And their blunder is ritual, lose a charge on an equipped weapon. So he is going to, his short sword is going to use a charge. So he has 1 left, but he slashes through one of the Black Paw cultists. 1 down, 3 to go. The first cultist, without taunt being there, we'll see who he attacks. That's a 5, so we'll re-roll. Again, he's attacking 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or he's going after Vesa. That's not something I wanted to see. So while everybody's distracted, this one runs over here to attack Vesa. And her defense, she's got to get a 5 or higher. She gets D6 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Oh, plus the hymn, which adds 3, 7. She is able to dodge out of the way. Thanks to Kip's hymn, she survives. That was a close call. Rick's gonna clutch his battle axe. 2-handed plus 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. He's gonna take out another one. The last one that hasn't gone yet this turn. Gonna go after 3. That's Quill. Can Quill defend with a plus 3? Yes, and she gets a surge. Oh, she's gonna use it to do her counter shot. She's gonna get a free attack. Let's free attack this guy right now. 4 plus 2, 6. She takes him out. Dodges out of the way, takes him out. Now it's Quill's turn. So she's going to go again, pull back the bowstring. 2 plus 2 is 4. That is not. Oh, no, 2 plus 3. Yes, 2 plus 3 is 5. That is enough. And she thunk takes out the last cultist. Okay. That's good. But now he's all out of charges. We are victorious. Everybody's going to get another essence. They've all got 4 essences for 4 combats. Right? Because we fought Razor Patch, Stone Arcos, Cultists. All right, so we had Cultists in here. And then are these guys treasure too? Yep, I think, yeah, because I rolled a 9. Goes by the room, not the enemy. Yep. So we are going to get 1 treasure, page 79. See what we did. A 2 is a ranged weapon. Roll a D2 for 1-handed or 2-handed. We know this is probably going to Quill. It's going to be a 2-handed ranged weapon. And then we'll go to the ranged weapon skills. 1, 2, 3 is a wind blade. 4, 5, 6 is a fire spark. 6, fire spark with 3 charges. Inflicted enemy with burn. While burning, take 1 damage at the end of each round. Okay. So fire spark bow with 3 charges. And that's probably something that she would use against a behemoth. So let's write that on her sheet. Quill. We'll say it's a fire charge longbow. She can only hold 1 more weapon. We can sell some weapons in town, so that's how we can get some. That's how we can get some glowstone. Got 3 charges. 1 damage burn. 1 damage burn. End of round. And this is on page 79 in case I forget. All right. I think that's going to conclude our delve for today in order of Eventide. So far, so good. Our heroes are really banged up, but nobody has been downed yet. We'll have to see without. He's got 1 more taunt charge. We're just looking for an altar. We can't find an altar. I'm hoping we can find at least 1 to show in the playthrough. And at least fight 1 behemoth. Otherwise, so far, altar 0, behemoth 0, master behemoth 0. So just a bunch of Forsaken are in the legendary halls of Sandessa where their evil has taken root. Let me put a C here for complete. We did not search this room. Everybody's hurt. You know what? I'm going to have. Should I just have Quill search alone for the final action? Because she's got the most health. We'll have Quill search alone. She's going to look around for something by herself. A 6. A 6 is probably good. I mean, it should be good. 6 for search. Each searching hero gains D4 plus 2 glowstone. So she'll get some glowstone. Wow. 3 glowstone. So these cultists had a little bit of glowstone lying around. That'll bump her up to a massive 6 total glowstone. All right, that's going to conclude our playthrough for today. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.